Abusia Micha nam sanso mo akwa basron koso family channel so hada so ye be media GH abusia for ye best say enen de dikon twa channel so ni no bu kwan so ye best so ba jemra hwe video sin bi we have more than 1 subscribe like na wa bo so share for pension bi eti no anya bi eti abusia for PDS scandal yes and the PDS scandal no e hon sep ababetodwa we dey mam kasanwa mam kasa tete pese ekuni kuti nsem ababetodwa ene nsem a His Excellency John Dramani Mahama chese waka e de afa ye PDS no ene chese nkofobia allegedly abusuan chese omo efa akire se omo ebe settle enyoma bi se na ebe ya emma eye public abusuan yenko na yentie ensem a ekoso emra se how so ebe media GH won dey so subscribe e de amabo notification bell no so for podcast updates. Yeah, that's it.
Now, government says it will take all administrative and legal steps to recover any assets due ECG and the state over contractual dealings with Power Distribution Service, PDS. It follows a favorable determination by the London International Court of Arbitration over disputes which arose over the botched power concession agreement in 2019. PDS dragged ECG and the government of Ghana to the International Court, arguing the country breached terms of the agreement in the decision to terminate the concession agreement between the two. Well, in the last 24 hours, a determination has come through from the London International Court of Arbitration, bringing to an end the near 5-year legal tussle. Let's walk you through some bits of the proceedings and the details and the outcome as we have been made aware of via documentation from the London Court of International Arbitration. And we're going straight onto the dashboard and then glimpses really of what this means going forward. And then we'll look at as well the Energy Ministry and their reaction to all of this in the last 24 hours. And so of the many things that came up, the tribunal's key findings included that one, whether or not PDS's claims were dismissed entirely, that conclusion was very straightforward. It was something that was arrived at plainly if you read bits and pieces of the judgment. It says the tribunal ruled that PDS had no valid basis for compensation or damages. Also, the second finding, the demand guarantees were declared void ab initio, invalid from the outset. And if you remember, going back in the day, there was the back and forth, guarantees precedent, guarantees subsequent, and what have you, which dominated a lot of the conversation in the aftermath of the termination of the agreement by the government. This is what the Court of Arbitration arrived at, that under both Ghanaian and Qatari law, the guarantees were never legally binding. They go on to say that fraud involving Al-Qut insurance officials invalidated the guarantees. The tribunal found no evidence of fraud or malfeasance by PDS, but still ruled the guarantees void due to the fraud of third parties. Again, on conditions precedents 24 and 31, they arrived that they were not satisfied or waived. And under these conditions precedents related to providing valid payment securities under the BSA and LLA, and we'll get to understand what the both of them of that means shortly. Their non-fulfillment meant the agreement never reached operational phases, and ECG was entitled to terminate the lease and assignment agreement and bulk supply agreement, which was between the two companies, and the tribunal confirmed that ECG indeed lawfully terminated the agreement. And the transfer dates confirmation letter was also a subject of interrogation by the tribunal. They arrived at the fact that it was found that it was voidable for common mistake, not for misrepresentation, and ECG properly rescinded it through its letters of 30th July and 23rd October 2019. On jurisdiction, well, matters of jurisdiction came up as well. But let's go a bit more into details as to the LAA and then the BSA. And so the LLA was the main contract between Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, and then Power Distribution Services. It is what allowed PDS to lease, manage, and operate ECG's electricity distribution assets for that 20-year period. So substations, the lines, equipment, etc., for a 20-year period. And then there was a BSA, which was a bulk supply agreement, which saw to it that under this, ECG as a power supplier would sell electricity to PDS, which would then distribute and sell to its customers, because of the many things we're seeking to do, and it is one of the things which has come up under this administration, which is currently going through a number of processes before cabinet, is leasing a concession of some sort where the sale of electricity and its distribution will be taken over by a private company to enable us rake in the needed revenue, amongst many other things. There is a statement that's come through as well from the, I get the indication that that's not here with us just as now, from the Energy Ministry, as with a reaction to the development which has come through. I'm just going to walk you through that as well, because the ministry says that they've taken notes that this situation, which is the arbitration, should never have arisen in the first place. They say that the poor decisions during the selection and approval process of a concessionaire at the time, leading to the formation of PDS under the previous administration, directly contributed to what it is that we have seen today, and that the country, Ghana, lost $190 million in the Millennium Compact funding from the U.S. Millennium Challenge Corporation in 2019 as a result of those decisions. Then the assurance comes that they will use all necessary legal and administrative steps to recover any amounts due to ECG and the state as a result of the process. We're hoping as well to connect with Richmond Roxon and pick his thoughts as to this. He signed that Energy Ministry letter. A number of you have shared concerns from time immemorial about some monies or revenue which PDS had collected and was not repatriated back to the state when the agreement was terminated. We'll seek to find out whether that indeed is the case, and whether or not that forms a part of all of the binding monetary agreement we're supposed to be receiving from PDS. But if you read the arbitration document as well, just some minor cost as well was afforded to us by the tribunal as well. Mr. Richmond Roxon has joined us. He's head of communications for the Energy Ministry. He's joined us via the phones. Let's connect with him right now. Richmond, I appreciate you joining us. From the start, this comes off as very good news to the government, considering there will be no concern about judgment debt going forward. But talk to us about this legal and administrative steps you say you're going to be taking to recover all assets belonging to the state from PDS.
Let me say good afternoon to you and good afternoon to your cherished friends. This is good news. The government welcomes this decision. In the first place, we shouldn't have been here. We believe that if the processes commenced a couple of years back by His Excellency the President in his first term, if that administration, previous administration had continued, I'm sure that today we would have seen a better ECG. We wouldn't have lost $190 million, and we wouldn't have been engaged in these needless legal battles. Don't forget that this is not the first legal issue that ECG had to deal with. In 2019, PDS sued after the government itself came to the realization that the demand guarantee that was provided was fraudulent. And this is because the government had abandoned the detailed process, which had led to a number of reputable companies come on board to partner with ECG to improve the system. And so we rest assured that, one, this kind of process will not happen again. The process where people's personal interest, selfishness, and greed takes interest ahead of national interest should never happen. And for the administrative steps, the Office of the Attorney General obviously will brief the nation on that. Obviously, will be in court, and then also take administrative steps to recover all monies to ECG. Don't forget that within the period, the revenues that PDS collected are still sitting with PDS. And those monies are not for PDS. Those monies are the bona fide property of ECG. And that you have the assurances of government that every single penny with PDS will be recovered by the country.
I was going to go into the assets. You've mentioned a bit of it, a huge chunk of it, which was revenue collected. Beyond revenue collected, are there any other lingering assets in the possession of PDS which the Attorney General and your ministry will be seeking to appropriate back onto the state?
Yes, of them, but at this point in time, I would decide to leave those conversations for the Office of the Attorney General. You know, I'm a lawyer. These are the legal steps that the state must initiate. If you look at Article 88, it falls perfectly under the purview of the Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General. And so I wouldn't want to go into that. But you have the assurances of government that once this arbitration is over, once PDS's claims have been entirely dismissed, once the arbitration day commenced has confirmed that the demand guarantees were void ab initio, he assures that the Attorney General's office will act and recover every asset in possession of people.
Well, on the subject matter of concessions, the ministry is undertaking consultations at different levels for a new possible concession agreement, or seeking to lease some portions of ECG's distribution services, amongst many other things. There were 3 proposals which were put on the table as of the last time I was at the ministry personally. Has there been progress made on that front now that we know that the chapter of PDS is completely behind us?
Like the Honorable Minister reiterated some time back, the government has approval. You have cabinet giving approval that you should have private in the billing and collection.
Hello, Mr. Roxon, I'm losing you a bit. If you could kindly just, I don't know, position yourself possibly, or perhaps project a bit more so that if it's the line that's being faint, we can get.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, it's a lot better now.
And so the government to cabinet that they should probably set up the billing and collection of ECG legislatively initiated, and selected will be announced by the Ministry of Energy. But assurances you have is that we will not have cannibalized again like what we've seen at the peak. That's what I can assure you.
Right then, Mr. Roxon, we'll leave it here. I appreciate you speaking to us this afternoon, and that's Richmond Roxon. He speaks for the Energy Ministry and joining us, but also just by way of a reiteration of the position of the Energy Ministry again in relation to these matters. We're going to put it on the screens right now so you can catch a glimpse for yourself exactly what the arguments are. The government notes that the situation, which is the arbitration and its outcome, should never have arisen in the first place. Poor decisions during selection and approval process of the concessionaire leading to formation of PDS under the previous administration directly contributed to the current outcome. They say that Ghana lost approximately 190 million in compact funding from U.S. Millennium Challenge Corporation, which the president, John Mahama, by the way, says that he is looking for ways to have the country re-enter that again. It will be important to know what the outcomes from that are. But the ministry assures the public that all necessary legal and administrative steps are being taken, and we've just heard Mr. Roxon reiterates that again strongly for us this afternoon. Now, the legal
class to move in and mine in the tunnel Nimri Forest Reserve, and yes, so that's what the man is saying. Like I told you, he's really said a lot of things that are hopefully in the course of the conversation we'll be bringing to you.
Okay.
But at least that's a bit of what he said.
A friend of mine who's a lawyer sent this, says there's something we call plea bargain agreement. You try to reduce your sentence and your guilty plea, and then you can't testify against your fellow defendant. So he has entered into a plea bargain with the state. And
that's what the former
in a public conversation, he's a chuka.
Godfred Dame tried to do with the businessman, and it ended up in that. But let's go to, okay, so let's read another thing which I just mentioned. Chairman Wontumi promised me 20,000 monthly salary and a Toyota Land Cruiser V8 as Akonta Mining's general manager, but I only received 4,000 monthly for fuel.
Oh, okay. So he bought.
Yeah, you can see.
So the thing is say he bought, so it is snitch on. Anyway, my lawyer friend's education comes in handy as well, and it's the same thing that Godfred Dami did. That's what you wanted to also put together as well. In the is it a Twisian case?
Yes,
Richard Jakpa and the Kesiela Ato Forson's case as well. And I have this one from Prince. Prince, I won't mention your surname because you said this one is for my eyes only. So he said Chuka saying he's a good citizen, but we have a caller.
We have a caller. Let's go to Hajia, who is joining us from Medina. Hajia, it's great to have you as well this morning. Good morning to you. I hope you're well.
Good morning, my dear sister and my brother. Roland, you are not helping Hajia Alima, the freedom fighter, at all.
Hajia Alima.
I expect you to be telling the president that this woman, I know her. You came to Medina. You saw my action. You saw how I was campaigning for the NDC. Tell the president to give me an appointment.
Okay.
I also deserve an appointment. Or am I lying?
Appointment as what?
Hey! Appointment as wherever he thinks I can fit in and work. All right. I don't want to choose.
Hajia, please go ahead with your comment. I'm sure the president has heard you.
Thank you, my brother. My brother, you see, what the general manager of Akonta Mining did, it's not because he's not been paid. Every Ghanaian must stand resolute and do such things. If we all need to become freedom fighters, I swear politicians will be very, very, very careful with the way they treat people in this country and with the way they destroy our country and make us poorer for them to be rich. Seriously, I always say this. I say I love my party NDC. I love His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and he knows that for that reason, anybody who would try to do something bad just to make his government unpopular will have himself to blame. Because me, if I know you, I will leave you. I will expose you, no matter what. You see, we help you to come and do something for us. If this man was to be taken care of and be paid regularly as he was promised, that one should not even let him shield Wontumi. Wontumi must be exposed because what he did is a generational destruction. He destroyed our water bodies and our forest reserve. So not because the man has not been paid, but he should come out and say the truth. God is exposing this, not for nothing, because we have a president who is deep in his heart, he wants to help the country to stand. That is why all this is happening. You see, everybody is shocked about the revelations that the man is bringing on. It's not for nothing. He can finish all this and ask himself later that, hey, did I do this? It's because God wants him to do it.
Hajia, thank you.
Hajia, thank you so much.
Hajia.
She's gone.
She's gone.
You had a question.
I wanted to tell her that she's advertising herself. If she gets the appointment, I hope that she'll come back and tell us that she got the appointment. Anyway.
I'm sure she heard you as well. Yes. So thank you very much, Hajia, for calling in and sharing your thoughts with us. Yes. You can also call in and share your thoughts, what you think about the decision of the former general manager to now testify against the company and Chairman Wontumi. Let's go to Wa now in the Upper West region. Good morning to you, sir. Tell us your name and what's on your mind. I hope you're well.
Good morning, my dear sister. My name is Chairman Grasun, calling from Wa.
Yes, sir. Good morning to you. Please, we can hear you.
My dear sister.
Yes, we can hear you. Good morning.
I'm calling from Wa. My name is Chairman Grasun.
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead with your point.
Okay. Roland, good morning.
Morning, Chairman. How are you?
Yes. Okay. Let me say good morning to my Upper West Regional Minister, Larry Charles Poison, and then Chairman Bonas, and then my MP, the Honorable Dr. Esidi Hassan Telefo, and the good people in Upper West Region, especially my media monitors. I'm the chairman for ABC Media Monitors in WA. So if you look at Chairman Wintimi case, me, I'm not surprised. His manager said he testified against him. Because how can media chairman go and tell the DC in the area